Hey, so today I want to try something different. I've recently gotten back into My Little Pony Friendship is Magic on a whim lately, and while watching it, I realized something. I still really like this show. And I figured the best way to sum up why I love this show is to gush about one of my favorite aspects of it. The music. Friendship is Magic is filled to the brim with classical musical numbers and catchy bops, and I felt it only right to talk about all of it. So I decided to make a tier list for every single song, not just in Friendship is Magic, but everything G4 related. That means all 9 seasons, all 5 movies, every half hour and hour long special to create the definitive My Little Pony G4 music tier list. For those that have been sleeping under a rock or just maybe unaware of how this works, I'll be grading each song from F to S tier. F tier is just bad. Whether it's intentionally bad or not, it's bad and I don't want to hear it. D tier are mostly filler songs and stuff I just find really underwhelming or boring. C tier is for songs that just kinda exist. They're not terrible by any means, but they're also not super great. B tier is the start of stuff I actually like. A tier are songs that I love and regularly started listening to on my downtime, no shame in that. And S tier is reserved for the peak, the best, the top of the class. To give this list some kind of coherency, I'm going off the Friendship is Magic Wiki's song list, as well as a few added tracks that weren't on that list, because this list wouldn't really be right without them, for a total of 181 songs. Disclaimer, I'm not the best when it comes to explaining music, and I don't know much about stuff like music theory and all that kind of stuff. So take my tier list with a grain of salt. This video is all based on opinion, and I want to make it clear that no matter what I say, I have the utmost respect and admiration for everyone who worked on this show and its music. Daniel Ingram really outdid himself with this series, and I want to make that clear before I rip into a bunch of his music. Alright, with that said, let's get started. This song is terrible, but the image of snails throwing up gang signs kills me every time. This song is just plain annoying and cringy and I cannot stand it. But it's more of a song than Snips and Snails rap, so it's one step above it at least. Also, thanks Hasbro, I didn't want to know what Fluttershy's feet looked like, but now I do. Thanks, I hate it. A song so forgettable and generic you could replace the singer with anyone and I wouldn't notice. Which would help, cause Applejack's voice just really doesn't work with this. I know it's intentionally supposed to sound awful, but it still sounds awful. So, yeah, next. This is a song so bad it makes babies cry. Do I even really need to say more than that? This song may be terrible, but it almost has a so bad it's good charm to it. I mean, they did win for Best Comedy after all. It's a work in progress.
On a schedule. No time for a song.
I see what you were doing there. What? This song is 99 more reasons to sing literally anything else at the campfire. Pretty funny scene though. Oh, Big Mac, you precious soul. What would we be without ya? I only put this slightly above the other F tiers because at least Big Mac is trying his best with this one. A forgettable song that opens up an equally forgettable special. I don't really have anything to say about this one, and I really don't care enough to go back and rewatch or re-listen to the scenes in question, so... Honestly, this whole special feels like something that Hasbro had lined up for G3 and just kinda shoved out the door while G4 was on its way out. You know, honestly, it's nice to see Equestria Girls come into its own, but its theme song is just kinda whatever. Survivor's gonna sue somebody over this beat. Honestly, this just reminds me of the Sweet Dreams scene from X-Men. It's gotta be a new rule that any character with super speed has to have a scene like that. Just wish the song Rainbow Sung wasn't as meh as this. You know, I actually really like the Young Six as characters and as a little group. But, not everyone's born to be a singer. I love how this song has to remind us that Sunset used to be a villain because by this point, it's been so long I actually forgot she was one. Painfully forgettable and generic pop song. Expect to hear me say that a lot. Yeah, that sure was a song about them getting on the road. At least Big Mac was here. He helped. Well, Big Mac, you tried your best, but you nearly lost a Justin Bieber pony. Honestly, this song just gives me a bad case of secondhand embarrassment. I just feel so bad for Sugar Belle. but at least it all worked out in the end. Still, not a good song from either party. Season 1 had a lot of Pinky songs that served as filler, and while they stopped doing them very often after Season 1, none of them are really worth mentioning as songs. Like, here's another Pinky filler song that's less than 20 seconds and I have nothing to say about it. Another Pinky filler song that's only a few seconds long and I have nothing to say about it. And another Pinky filler song that's only a few seconds. Okay, how many of these are there? This is less of a carol and more of a weird heart-warming anthem. Doesn't really give me any holiday vibes except for maybe the sleigh bells in the mix. I don't know, I'm not big on this one. Another Pinky filler song and ow, my ears!
That's good, bad, or mediocre.
I honestly forgot this song existed, and I will continue to forget it exists. A song from a villain who's always been in the background until now, and I can't remember a single thing about it. How ironic. It's a cute way to end the episode at least. I get the feeling Daniel Ingram was holding back on this movie to use all his energy for when he really needed it, because a lot of the songs in Legend of Everfree are super forgettable and underwhelming, and this one is no exception. Generic friendship pop song, but at least we get some nice Jack vibes. These bitches are gay, and good for them. Twilight learns how humans work from watching some teenagers play hacky sack. That's pretty much all I got. Another pretty forgettable generic friendship pop song to fill out the credits of the movie. Not a whole lot to say about this one either. Hey, here's a fun game at home. Take a shot for every time I say the words generic friendship pop song. If you're not old enough to drink, just ignore what I said. I'm not responsible for anything bad that happens if you actually try this. Anyway, this is a generic friendship pop song. Nothing bad, but nothing noteworthy. Man, doing this tier list made me realize just how many songs in Equestria Girls are basically just generic friendship pop songs. Like the Discord reference, though. I don't know about y'all, but prom really isn't that exciting. I mean, I went to prom a few times and it was pretty boring, not gonna lie. So this song that's all about how prom is their big night, yeah, this is doing nothing for me. Now I love me a good dance song, but this just wasn't it, chief. Kinda cute seeing the Rainbooms and Shadow Bolts working together though. A pretty standard I Want song, nothing you wouldn't expect to see and nothing really noteworthy. Next. Apple Bloom realizes that she has a friendship dependency problem? A forgettable song to a pretty forgettable episode. That's a pretty instrumental though. A generic friendship country song. Well, at least they're trying something. While I can't say this song is unnecessary for the plot, I can also say it isn't super memorable. Was nice to hear Celestia sing for the first time, but I think she has better songs down the line. Yay! School spirit. Cool. Starlight Glimmer joined the party. Solid ending to the season, but still a pretty forgettable generic friendship pop song. Okay, I'll stop saying it for now on. All good? More like all right. Because this song is just alright. The commercial jingle every kid growing up back then would recognize. For what it's worth, it's better than you would expect, but it's still the My Little Pony theme. Also a pretty generic pop song, but this time we get some nice Sunset and Pinky fuel. These bitches are also gay, and good for them. As much as I love seeing tons of fan favorite characters in this movie's animation style, this is a pretty generic song. Not the strongest way to open up your theatrical movie. Decent, but it's just a short prelude of what's about to come. Yet another friendship song sung by the main six, but this one's exemplified by the scenes of Trixie and Starlight, and the fact that this song caused them to lose the fastest escape room time to a group of griffins. That's what we in the business call a big oof. This song has me conflicted. On one hand, I hate Zephyr Breeze and the stupid man bun and 5 o'clock shadow. But on the other hand, the meaning and purpose of this song is solid, and Zephyr's singing voice is pretty good, so... C tier. I swear, I have heard this song like 3 times in the past week while working on this video, and I'm probably gonna hear it more while I'm editing this video, and I can't remember anything about it when it stops playing, and I have nothing to say about it. I think that sums it up best. You know, outside of the big, obvious musical number, all of the songs in the original Equestria Girls movie feel and sound like filler just made to add to the runtime. A remix of the main My Little Pony theme. I guess it's okay, but it's not the greatest opening. Behold, the anthem of brony tears. Aww, that was sweet. Could be better though. Here comes Speed Racer, she's a pony on wheels. Honestly, this just makes me wish Friendship is Magic had its own kart racing game. This is the one song from the episode I felt was really unneeded. It's just a sad pop song from the 2000s. This is so stupid in every way, and I can't tell if I hate it or love it. I'm just as surprised as you are to see it this high on the list.
I gave you my heart and then you turned around.
You never know, I'm Dirk Thistleweed. That's my real name.
Why did he feel the need to say that? Who are you? Sure, this beat is grandiose, but with these lyrics, it's just gross. I guess it'll settle for C+ tier. Okay, but in all fairness, I really dig the jazzy swinging instrumental and Sludge's smoky voice, but it's still Sludge, aka one of the worst antagonists in the entire show. This song's vocals are haunting and beautiful as every other song with the Dazzlings, but the lyrics I find get really repetitive really quickly. Still, I love the more somber and serene vibe of the instrumental, and the end of the song gives some hope that maybe there's still some magic in the Dazzlings after all. Who knows? What a very pretty sounding 10 seconds. But we don't have time for a song right now, we still have a lot more to get through. The biggest surprise of the Equestria Girls short to me is how it managed to make me actually like Flash Sentry as a character. The instrumental may not be doing it for me, and I'm not a big fan of Flash's auto-tune, but I like how the song is basically him accepting his role as a supporting character while the Humane Six take the main stage of the video. I kinda wish we got more Flash Sentry and way less Timber Spruce in retrospect. Fuck Timber Spruce, all my homies hate Timber Spruce. Honestly, this does the plot of Rainbow Road Trip in like 2.5 minutes better than that special did in like an hour. A decent song for sure. A short but decent tune that goes into Twilight's trauma from turning into Midnight Sparkle during the friendship games and her fear that she may come back out if she ever uses magic again. A very solid vocal performance, but not the most memorable song. A really cute song about the relationship Twilight has with her brother Shining Armor that has been completely overshadowed in my mind by the Friendship is Witchcraft version of it. Hey, it's not my fault It'll Be Okay as a total bop despite its, subject material.
I watched him sleep in bed at night. It's not creepy.
What am I talking about? Oh yeah, BBFF. This song's still cute. Give it a pass. This song is an in-universe example of why sometimes you should show, not tell. And I love it. It's not the worst thing I've ever heard, but I've definitely heard better. A solid villain song that I feel is only really barred by a really underwhelming chorus. Like, the lyrics are solid and Gloriosa's twisted desire to keep Camp Everfree alive from being turned into a parking lot or whatever the Scooby-Doo plot of this movie was. Turning her into this powerful magical force of nature is really solid, and I like the visuals and all the cool vine work and stuff. Might have been a really good villain song had it not been for that really weak hook. Good song, but I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. Personally, I'm on Scootaloo's side. Yeah, land is cool and all, but do y'all realize just how much ocean there is? I just don't really have a lot to say about it. It just barely missed being in B tier. Alright, now we're up to what I consider the songs I actually like. Buckle up, cause we're only about halfway there. This is just a cover of We Got the Beat by the Go-Go's. Not that I'm complaining, that song's a bop. Not much to say about this one, I just think this one was really, really cute. A surprisingly catchy country pop song opener. Not gonna lie, this has been stuck in my head for longer than I care to admit.
It's the Pie Sisters Swap Day song!
Hey.
Yeah, that's a B tier. I gotta say, I didn't think Spike had it in him. A beautifully written ballad of Spike trying to convince the Crystal Empire of Thorax's face turn. It truly made me feel that a terrifying bug monster thing can become a good person. Pony, whatever. I thought it was catchy. A great way to show just how different Rarity and Pinkie Pie are personality-wise, all to a catchy little Indian tune. I love the subtle changes to the instrumental when it switches verses between Rarity and Pinkie, and how they go from being unique to being another one of the exact same restaurants back and forth, and how both of those lyrics play into themselves and how they both come together on the chorus. It's great. A really great Applejack song, until it gets interrupted by Snape Pony. I know the scene is important to showing us Snowfall's descent into being evil and whatnot, but it's still getting points taken away because, well, Snape Pony. But beyond that, a really great song. Really cool intro animation with a good pump up beat, and I love the shots of the shadow bolts and the rain booms, perfectly showing the duality of their personalities. Shame the shadow bolts barely got any worthwhile screen time, but oh well. Decent little anthem carried by a fantastic performance. Not much to say about this one. Honestly, the acoustic version just sounds better. I know this is just a promo, but I had to include it for its impact on both the fan base and the franchise as a whole. Honestly, this has it all. Katy Perry, DJ Pon 3, a shout out to Bronies back when that was something to celebrate. It just reeks of early 2010s nostalgia. A solid duet between the CMC and Diamond Tiara as they try to give her a road to redemption. Part of me wishes there was a bit more to this number since the final chorus comes out of nowhere, but it's still a pretty good song. Surprisingly great instrumental, even if the lyrics and the scene are kinda underwhelming. You know, for such great friends, these guys are all kinda selfishly dense sometimes. I don't know, I thought this song was fun at least. I do like how when they perform this in the movie, the song actually gets interrupted by the competition trying to sabotage them. But otherwise, I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with this one. Again, I can't really say why this is better than most of the other Rain Boom songs. Like, I don't know, this one just hits different. Perfectly captures the feeling of waiting until last minute to do holiday shopping and all the stress and cheer that the winter holidays bring. Also, ow, way to hit the Marble Max shippers where it hurt, Hasbro. Although, to be fair, they are probably cousins, so that's probably for the best. This song is pure catharsis at the education system, and you can feel it in the performances. You can really hear the moment the students' optimism and joy completely fades from their bodies. It's no Oingo Boingo, but I have to admit, this cheesy 80s inspired synth-pop song is way more fun than I would have expected it to be. Love the music video visuals, and getting to see Equestria Girls Twilight being a mad scientist is a lot of fun. Makes me wish they played up the mad scientist angle a bit more in the actual series.
We're gonna need a montage.
Finals.
Training montage.
You know, for being such a fan favorite member of the main cast, it's a little unfortunate that Fluttershy gets so few solo numbers. Luckily we have this one, and it's just a really cute song about singing when nobody's around to watch you. I love the outfit change she gets, and the song is just so perfectly Fluttershy. And by that I mean it's adorable, and I really enjoy it. The instrumentation and cool opening sequence puts this song higher than the usual openings. That drum beat and guitar riff are kinda headbanging too, not gonna lie. Evidence that Fluttershy is secretly a Disney princess. Exhibit A. Evidence that Fluttershy is secretly a Disney princess. Exhibit B. Honestly, this song's a bop. I don't really have anything else to say about it. A good tie-in pop song? It's more surprising than you'd think. I like how the lyrics are less about the show or the movie, and instead it's just a really solid pop song using elements from the show and movie in a way that lets it still fit while being its own thing. You could play this song on the radio and I guarantee not many people will notice that it's from My Little Pony. Okay, maybe they might, but whatever, it's a good song. Somewhere out in the distance, Discord is cackling to himself with this one. A cute and wholesome duet where Twilight and Sunset sing to get over their no good, very bad day. This is a good example of how to do a friendship song in a way that isn't the usual we're best friends and we have magic kind of way. Man, 2 songs about rain and they're both sung by Sunset. Anyway, I love the visual of the rainbow rain falling on Sunset, and the guitar and the lyrics are solid. I love the use of rain as a metaphor for pushing through difficult times, and how this works is a much more interesting song of Sunset pushing through her darker past and becoming a better character because of it. This is just a good song. Honestly, Sunset really is the best human. Okay, this may be a bit controversial, but I find this song super overrated. The scene is fantastic. I mean, they use magic to create auto-tune. That's brilliant. But beyond the spectacle of the visuals, this is a pretty basic dance pop song you could throw in any pop diva set from the 2010s, and it would be a half-decent filler song at best. Ends on a pretty solid last line though. Sounds like the start to your average Disney movie, and I actually mean that in a good way. A decent reprise, but nothing to really write home about. Man, I sure do love learning about the civilization and culture that we never learn about again after this one episode. A solid little show tune. Not sure if Spike's repeats were needed, but I'm not against it. The success song enters as the failure song's echo fighter. What can I say? I like the wubs. And the scene perfectly shows what it's like to listen to music while you're out walking. Would have been another Pinky filler song had it not been for the gag of her getting more and more exhausted as she sings this to all of her friends. Comedy gold. Honestly, anytime I listen to this anymore, all I think about is that one TF2 animation. Or Pinky's Brew, either one works. Still a catchy and memorable little Pinky tune. See, some of Pinkie Pie's filler songs aren't all bad.
Now this is a story and it's not even tragic, where we all learned that friendship is magic.
Okay, this song and this episode get a lot of flack from the fan base, which, I mean, understandable. But I really like the message that this song has, where without the characters' flaws and their problems, then we wouldn't really have a show in the first place. And you know what? I like that. This song just goes to show that Gabby is Bess Griffin. She becomes a master of things so quickly the CMC just can't keep up with her. I like the tune, I like the vocals, I mean, she's so good at singing, it's frightening. Overall, this is a great tune. I love how Rumble shows up in this one episode, drops a total bop about how stupid of a concept cutie marks can be, and then we never hear from him again in the entire series. This song's great. I love the snaps in the bridge. Like, I don't know how these foals are snapping their hooves, but I love it. This song's just a ton of fun. I love the ridiculous stuff going on as both the Wonder Colts and Shadow Bolts try to one-up each other in this frantic competition of, well, everything, really. That hook is super catchy, and I love how it builds to this tense climactic finish before it just stops dead in its tracks at the final line. Great stuff. This song's just cute. It's great to hear Spike get another solid song, and this just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, like a good Christmas song should. I don't have a lot to say about it. I'm just glad Spike got one other good song. The amount of time they repeat the word awesome in this song does get tiring a little quickly, but the chorus melody and the vocal performance, oh man, it just makes it all work. I love that piratey instrumental in the second half of the song as well. It totally makes up for the fact that none of the other birds can sing. All in all, this song is, for lack of a better word, pretty awesome. This is pretty much how I react to any horror movie ever, no joke. A total classic and a good first number for the show. Not much I can really say about it. A wonderfully catchy pop tune to cap off a phenomenal season and phenomenal season finale. Can't say much more than that, I just really like this song. It's a bop.
Feed me! Feed me!
Honestly, I just love Little Shop of Horrors, and anything that pays homage to it is alright in my book. Also, Sci-Twi is freaking adorable. See, now this is what an Applejack song sounds like. A super catchy country tune that may not do much more than just that, but much like our favorite apple human, simple things don't always mean it's bad. You know, listening to this again, it really makes sense why these two ended up the way they did. A decent song, but a decent Weird Al song is still B+ in my book. This might not be what I or any of the other fans were expecting when the Cutie Mark Crusaders got their cutie marks, and in hindsight, I think this was a good direction to take these three. Still, what it took for these three to get to this point is still a nice, rewarding song that caps off their series-long arc and starts them on a new adventure. Overall, a really good song. I'm just not as big of a fan of it as some of the stuff above. A genuine and honest attempt at redemption from Diamond Tiara? Yeah, I was shocked to see it too. Little too late for it to have the impact I think it really deserves, but this song's actually really good and makes me forget how much of a little shit this brat has been for the whole series. But hey, at least her redemption was better than some creatures. Also, I keep forgetting the song has a reprise, and it's sad because the song's reprise is actually, I think, better than the regular song, but I forgot to put it on the list, so... You know, it says a lot that this is the lowest rarity-centric song on the list so far. This is admittedly one of the less interesting rarity songs lyrically, but, I mean, it's still a rarity song, which means it's considerably a step up from anything else. Also, Derpy gets an outfit, and it's adorable, and I love it. Now that we're mares, we can do anything now that we're mares. Man, who would have expected such a fun villain song from Crystal Prep? A great and surprisingly dramatic song where Twilight is peer pressured into letting the equestrian magic free in order to win a high school competition. It's fun, and I love how winning has become so ingrained into Crystal Prep that they don't even care about anything other than seeing the other team lose. Overall, it's great. One of the more memorable songs from Friendship games. A preemptive winter wrap-up song from a Rainbow Dash and some serious denial. It's a shame that Rainbow Dash has so few solo songs because this one shows that she has potential for some really great ones. I really like how the lyrics paint Rainbow as being aware of what she's doing wrong, but is so in denial with herself that she thinks this would stop Tank's hibernation. Personally, I feel this song is super underrated. Weird Al makes a character named Sans laugh with a pun.
Hey, Sans!
That being said, it's always great to hear Cheese Sandwich get a number, and it's great that he went out with such a bang. I think some of his other stuff is better, but this is still worthy of being a classic. Well, some animation director was horny on Maine when they made this. I really like how the lyrics are mostly about being stuck in a creative rut and breaking through one's artist block. It's something I think every creative person has gone through at some point in their lives. Also, goddamn, this is the most unapologetically hot this series has ever made Rarity. Us Rarity stans keep winning, what can I say? A really solid lament song that just shows how important throwing parties is to Pinkie Pie, and Shannon Chan Camp brings a really impressive performance as well. I also love the little reprise to Pinkie the Party Planner at the end where Pinkie Pie picks up her spirits and gets the determination to challenge Weird Al, Cheese Sandwich. Also, this is the soft introduction to Mod Pie, so that gets the song bonus points. The Shippers Anthem. This song's adorable, and it gets bonus points as well for introducing the world to the much-beloved fan favorite, my boy and yours, Hugh Jelly. Oh, Hugh, you were too weird to live, but too rare to die. Also, the way this song just cuts off at the end is great, too. I think this is one of those moments when people realize just how good the show really was. This moment may be short, but it's a smooth, jazzy tune that has no business being as good as it is. Alright, it's here where we separate the Phillies from the Mares, the good and great from the truly special. Let's go! Honestly, the harmonies between the three princesses elevate this song considerably. Without that, this wouldn't be nearly as memorable or as noteworthy. But I do really like those harmonies. This is basically a victory lap for Chrysalis, but a well-deserved one nonetheless. No disrespect to Big Mac, but he sounded better when he was lip-syncing. A fun return for Flutter Guy and a catchy little tune on top of it. I guess my only real problem with it is that I wish they committed to the a cappella group sound and didn't have an instrumental backing track. But beyond that, this is a fun tune, and I'm glad the team were able to use this voice again for something outside of a small gag. Man, at least in A Christmas Story, Scrooge just dies alone and forgotten and only leaves one child to die of leukemia. Luna's future is way more grim. A chilling and haunting song that shows a future of devastation. Luna doesn't get too many numbers, and this is really her only solo number in the whole show, but it's the perfect kind of tune for her. Dark and dramatic with an epic orchestral score. It's just good stuff. Let the Rainbow Remind You is a fun, catchy pop song and a great way to cap off a great season. I love the rainbow going through all of Equestria as it shows us all the people and ponies that the main six have helped and where they ended up. Is it a generic friendship pop song? Maybe. But it's short and it's a well-earned and well-executed generic friendship pop song. I can't really tell you what makes this song better than the other friendship songs in the series, but something about this one just hits different in the right way. Maybe it's the orchestration, or the vocal harmonies in the bridge, or maybe some third thing. I really can't describe what about this song makes me like it more than the other Rainboom songs. But honestly, I just love this song, and I think it's the best way to cap off the best Equestria Girls movie. I don't think that's controversial, I'm pretty sure that's just a fact. I can't believe the best pony and the best yak got a duet together, and it was actually fantastic. Well, okay, this is mostly a Rarity song, but I mean, when is that a problem? I love the two harmonizing in the second chorus and all the cute visual gags, and really just seeing the two best characters in the show interacting with one another is just tons of fun, and I love it. So sad we didn't get to see much more of the Young Six, but I guess they really only had one good singer among them, so oh well. Honestly, Flim and Flam are just the best side villains in the whole show, and they don't have a single bad tune in their catalog. Also, the initials to their school is FU. I don't think there's anything else I really need to say. Now, this is the music you save for your holiday special, filled with the kind of warm and fuzzy cheer that a good holiday song should have. I really don't have much else to say. This is just a really catchy and warm tune. Also, Derpy is the star she deserves to be. Look at Best Pony being the best. How do we take a song from C tier to A tier? How about we make it a jazzy gospel song and give it to one of the better singers of the show? Pure brilliance. Okay, this placement is definitely gonna be controversial, but the Pony Pokey is such a fantastic bit that it deserves to get A tier. The song itself, I mean, it's the Hokey Pokey, but the way it's used in the scene and the scene itself is filled with so much that it takes what would be a pretty lame song and turns it into one of the most memorable moments in the first season. Goes to show that sometimes a great scene can elevate even the most nothing of songs.
Hey, you little piss baby, you think you're so fucking cool, huh? You think you're so fucking tough? You talk a lot of big game for someone with such a small truck.
Finally, the great and powerful Trixie gets her one and only solo musical number. The lyrics are fittingly Trixie, and by that I mean they are full of so much boasting and self-grandizing. I love it. And Kathleen Barr does a pretty good job on vocals, but I'm not sure this instrumental's really doing it for me. Still, I can't really hate anything from Second Best Pony, so it's gotta get at least A tier. Is that a fair way to judge this song like this? I mean, have you seen the rest of this list so far? Gotta knock a point off the music video version for the Wilhelm scream, though. Another fantastic Pinkie Pie song. Like the other musical episodes, it definitely feels like the start of something much bigger, but it's also great enough to stand on its own merits. It's a good way of showing just how important Pinkie's parties are to every pony in Ponyville, and I love when everyone in town joins in on the choir near the end of the song, giving it this big, grandiose ending. Man, it's just so good. Love the energy and vibe of this song. It feels like something straight out of Aladdin. The good one, not that one. Or that one. Anyway, great song, and Taye Diggs brings a great performance with this one. I think my biggest problem with it is how it has to pause in the middle of the song to keep the plot moving, but that one snag aside, the song's just a blast to listen to. The first duet between two ponies, and it's an adorably fun one at that. The way Dash and Fluttershy play off one another in the song as Fluttershy desperately tries to impress Dash with more and more animals as she struggles to find a pet that suits her. It's a classic, but the one thing that always bugged me has never been how strict Rainbow Dash is with her standards on pets. But who in the right mind would own a pet wasp? Have you seen a wasp before? Those things get aggressive if you look at them funny. But I digress, this song's a classic. Alright, you know what? Screw every other pairing. In this house, we stand Trixie and Starlight. A bouncy and energetic duet from two unlikely friends that manages to be every bit as fun as it could be. I love the two's added little quips during the song, showing just how close they've gotten over the course of the show, and the jaunty instrumental, and honestly, I just love these two so much, it's amazing, oh my god. Just let these two ponies make out already. There's a lot of little things I really enjoy about this song. First of all, it's a Celestia and Luna duet that doesn't have some grandiose instrumental, and instead is a much more lighthearted ditty about the two going on their bucket list. Secondly, I love how it manages to squeeze as much character as it can between these two, showing sides of them you never see otherwise in the show. I know the later seasons have a real problem with fan pandering, but sometimes that pandering can lead to making a mostly boring character way more fun. And that's what this song does in spades. And by boring, I mean Celestia. Luna was never boring and she was always the best princess. Look, I get this scene is infuriating in context of the actual movie, but I would be lying if I didn't say that this song is peak Rainbow Dash. It's brash, cocky, and only slightly rips off Avril Lavigne. I just wish the version in the movie wasn't less than a minute long because I actually really like the album cut of this song, but I'm not counting album cuts or album-specific songs, so we're just gonna have to make do. Well, someone was listening to Danny Elfman when they wrote this. And as a huge Elfman fan, this song manages to capture the same dark, whimsical feel of songs like Kidnap the Santa Claus, and I love it! I love the duality of Fluttershy trying in vain to convince the main six that the bats aren't evil, while Applejack justifiably demonizes them for the destruction that they call their trees. I love the chanting bit at the end. Any other series, this would be S tier, which goes to show just how good I think the stuff above really is. It may not be the super speedy Cider Squeezy 6000, but this song will do in a pinch. Honestly, all three of the Flim Flam Brothers songs are very similar, and I'll go into more detail with them when we get to the big one. But for now, I'll say what I said before, these two don't have a single bad song in the entire show. I think if these two ever went bankrupt, they could probably make a killing on Broadway. Or a bridal way, I mean. Equestrian names are weird. Love the hyped up instrumentation, and the Cutie Mark Crusaders' voices work together in this song really well, actually. It's a great montage song, and I like how despite all their work, the CMC are not really much stronger than they were at the start. The reprise near the end of the episode is also great, and a triumphant finish to one of the best episodes of the whole show. Although it begs the question, what qualifies as a horse in this world? Everyone's a pony, so what counts as a horse? Is Celestia a horse? Is this guy a horse?
What are horses?
part of the dress too, Fabulous Boogaloo. I love how you can clearly see the moment in the song where Rarity's heart snaps in two as she's forced into the monotony of the capitalistic demands as her dreams are crushed. But I love the bridge before the third chorus having this hopeful and uplifting key shift, and man, honestly, Best Pony just keeps having the best music. Like, dang, Rarity, how come the writers let you have 2 reprises in the same song? Someone in the writing team really said, hey, what if Scrooge in A Christmas Story had a villain song where he tried to magically destroy Christmas? And then they really did that, and it's incredible. A sinister and seasonal villain song, which is something we don't get a lot of, and Kelly Sheridan brings a great performance as always. A great show-stopping musical for the big finale of the first season. I adore how once Dash and Pinky come in, the backing track changes to suit their voices and characters. Had they done that for the whole cast, it would have easily been an S-tier song, but for what it's worth, it's still a song that I absolutely adore. My Past Is Not Today is the moment where Sunset Shimmer becomes what many fans call the unspoken 7th element of harmony: forgiveness. Not just from the school or the humane 5, but this is the moment where Sunset forgives herself. Rebecca Schoit, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, gives a fantastic performance in this song, and I love the final visual of Sunset as she's finally moved on from her past. It's all really fantastic stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm just really sappy, but I love this kind of musical character growth.
Just follow my lead.
Or my lead.
My lead.
Somebody won't.
A haunting and mesmerizing song that totally distracts from the fact that these girls have no concept of personal space. I love how the instrumental picks up after the chorus as everyone starts to turn on each other. That bit where the Dazzlings stop and let the crowd take the last line of the bridge before the key change. The harmonizing and synchronization between the Dazzlings, it's all just so good. Only thing keeping this from S tier is that personally I think these girls have better songs later on in the movie. But even then, this song is an excellent introduction to the Dazzlings, and I love it. Ah, Rainbow Rocks. How do you know I'm a sucker for character-specific instrumentals and fun costume changes? Hey, what did I say about At the Gala? I adore how once Dash and Pinky come in, the backing track changes to suit their voices and characters. Had they done that for the whole cast, it would have easily been an S-tier song. Yeah, this is pretty much that. The song reminds me a lot of the Josie and the Pussycats bumper back on Boomerang, with all the various genre switching and style switch-ups. I will say the song kinda peaks with the Bohemian Rhapsody homage, but it's still considerably more ambitious and unique compared to the other Friendship songs. Also, there's a real irony to seeing an actual horse in My Little Pony. Oh, that's what a militaristic propaganda song sung by a brainwashed cult, convincing the main 6 to give up their dreams and talents to become one of them. If that's not a hell of a way to open up a season, I don't know what is. This song gets bonus points for having probably the darkest lyric I've ever heard in any show like this.
You can't have a nightmare if you never dream.
I also love the noticeable fear in the eyes of the other ponies of the town as the song goes on, and how Fluttershy is weirdly getting into it. This is such a weird yet incredible way to kick off the season and introduce us to Starlight Glimmer, who I didn't notice until recording this video actually has a different main style going forward. Just a neat little fun fact. Have you noticed I may be a sucker for villain songs? I really wish I was better at explaining what about this song hits for me so well, but I think it comes down to the epic instrumental, Tempest's powerful performance, and the way the instrumentation paints a sympathetic picture of her even without the vocals. This is a song from a pony who's seen what the world beyond Equestria is like for years now, and you can feel it in her voice. A wonderful song that shows the kind, generous nature of Rarity in action as she helps out the people of Manhattan. I swear, this mare doesn't have a single song that misses. Kazumi Evans slays it every time. Phenomenal tune, but I have to dock points for Grumpy Cat Pony. Just no. I've waited so long for Discord to get a song by this point, and by God, I could not have been happier with it. John Delancey may not be much of a singer, but the ludicrous energy and absurd lyrics that perfectly captured Dicks. John Delancey may not be much of a singer, but the ludicrous energy and absurd lyrics that perfectly capture Discord and the type of chaos he brings, it's just amazing. I love it. Look at this king being the best character in the show. It was a really close toss-up between this and Open Your Eyes, but this is easily my favorite song in the movie. I love the fun and bubbly instrumental and vibe of this song and how it builds up to this big soulful climax at the end. This is just such a fun number, and I remember back in 2017 when I wasn't nearly as big into the show as I was, or am now. I still remembered walking away from this song thinking it was easily the highlight of the whole film. Applejack's first solo song, and it doesn't disappoint. I'm not a big fan of country or western, but this tune has such a fun energy to it that's impossible not to fall in love with it. I always find myself stomping my foot to this whenever it plays in the episode. Goes to show that when they wanted to, they could give Applejack some absolute bangers. Also, damn, that pony on fiddle is going off on this track. Okay, I don't know what happened to the original upload of this one. This is one of those online shorts that was on YouTube for a bit, but now it's not. So I'm gonna have to use a re-uploaded version of this one. Sorry. The best song on this list that was not written by Daniel Ingram. That credit goes to Mason Rather, who also wrote Shake Things Up, which, look, no disrespect to the guy, but I shouldn't have to say which one's better, right? I absolutely love and adore the 50s doo-wop rockabilly vibe of the song, and the whole concept of how coincidences lead to something like this is actually really cute. Also, this song is just Pinkie Pie being at some of her cutest, and I can't be upset with that. Rarity may be my favorite, but like, Pinkie Pie comes at a shockingly close second. Or third. Maybe fourth. What can I say? It's a zip-zap-toe, tap-ka-wink-a-dink world, and an amazing song to boot. I could not have thought of a better person to match Pinkie Pie's level of silly insanity than Weird Al Yankovic. This song is just pure polka fun all around, and it wasn't even written by Weird Al himself, which is surprising because of how much it really sounds like a real Weird Al song. But hey, if it's good enough to make it into one of his albums, it's good enough to get this high on the list. The only thing keeping this from being S tier is that this isn't even Cheese Sandwich at its full power. We'll get to that when we get to that. I shouldn't have to repeat myself anymore when talking about Rarity songs, right? You all know the drill at this point. I still think she has one more really big, memorable musical number that sums up her character way better than this and is still objectively better than this, but this one's still an absolute classic. Also, I love all of Rarity's different costume changes and all of her different outfits. God, why is she the best? Listen, I'm not the best when it comes to explaining how good music is. I think you could tell from, like, most of this list. I know this song's lyrics are fairly shallow, but, like, I don't care. The stripped back piano and string instrumental, and the phenomenal vocal performance, and also the unicorns using their horns like lighters at a stadium. This song and this whole scene just hit for me, you know? It's a great scene and a fantastic send-off to a fantastic writer. I know what you're thinking. Do I really think that Helping Twilight Win the Crown is not only a good song, but worthy of being A+ tier? The answer is yes, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. This song is such a jam as the Humane Five perform a flash dance to get everyone to help Twilight win the crown back from Sunset Shimmer. This isn't just a generic friendship pop song. This is a generic friendship pop song call to action, and I can't deny how incredibly catchy and earwormy it gets. Does get points docked off for having the plot interrupt the fun dance party, but what can you do? Man, what is it with Applejack getting so many bops? Another fantastic Apple country song that's full of bouncy energy. I love how each new verse adds a new instrument to the orchestration, playing into how close the Apples are as a family unit. This song feels like being on a party wagon, traveling across the countryside and playing music with people who are close to you, and I absolutely adore it. This was the last cut I made from the S tiers, and honestly, I could go back and forth on whether or not it belongs that high or not. It's just that good. This is it. The cream of the crop. The best of the best from Friendship is Magic and beyond. Every song on this tier is a song that's not only excellently crafted, but goes above and beyond in ways that the others below just don't. So let's get right into it. This is the top 15. A generic friendship pop song, and I love it! A wonderful way to cap off a fantastic series. Yeah, sure, this is another platitudinous song about friendship that we hear every season and movie, but this one hits a little harder since it's more about how the magic of friendship will continue to go on even after the main six are gone, and also it's the final song of the show, and also you get to see all the characters grow up and how they all end up, and I tried doing this without being super emotional, because the first cut I had just had me crying nonstop. I can't. I know this is way higher than I think what most fans would put it as, but I don't care. This is a beautiful ending that gets me choked up every time. A great song from the Dazzlings, and I absolutely love the scene that plays during this, seeing all of the different contestants being blown out of the bracket. I love seeing all the great fan favorites show up as the Dazzlings' hypnotic tune causes the school to turn against itself more and more. It's a phenomenally evil pop tune, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Although now I wish I could have heard what the other contestants' music would have been. Okay, this song has no reason being this much of a banger, but it is, and I love it. I love the music video visuals of this track, and honestly, this is probably the biggest earworm on this whole list. I know putting this at S tier is probably a bit presumptuous. It's not nearly as ambitious as the other songs on this tier, but I just love this song so much, I can't help but put it this high.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Ah, the nostalgia. Still as catchy and memorable as the day it premiered. While I think there's plenty of main six show-stopping musical numbers that have better composition or better lyrics, this one's still an all-time classic and gives us a little more insight into how this world works. The fact that characters in-universe still reference it is a sign of how memorable and iconic this song really is.
Fruit bat roundup, fruit bat roundup.
I would say this is probably the turning point for many people where the series went from ironic enjoyment to genuine actual fandom. The first solo song sung by someone other than Pinkie Pie, and it just so happens to be the best character in the show. This is a song I feel every artist ever can relate to, and the way the lyrics and song progresses as Rarity struggles to make her friends happy with their absurd demands is a lot of fun. Hearing her get more and more exhausted and stressed as she tries to meet the ridiculous standards of her friends really adds to this tune as well. As someone who's been gushing about this mirror for the good chunk of the video now, this to me is peak Rarity. But it just missed the top 10 mark. I don't know, it needed to be about... the best friendship song in the series, hands down. Unlike the other ones, which are mostly just platitudinous songs about friendship, this one's more of a friendship call to action, which I know I already said, but I really mean it this time. I love the switching of the instrumental to fit each of the main six's voices, and how they all join in on the chorus one by one until the very end when you have the entire town joining in on this one big climactic finish. It's just, mwah, excellent stuff. Well, sir, there's nothing on earth like a genuine, bona fide equine monorail tribute. Or Music Man, but I've never seen that musical, so it's a monorail tribute instead. A fantastic introduction to our favorite con ponies, Flim and Flam, and an equally fantastic number to boot. I like how all three of Flim and Flam's songs never feel like moments where the plot freezes and we get a song to play, since all of them continue the plot in the episodes they perform them in. And the way that these two manage to sell the Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000 is second to none. I love the jaunty instrumental and the two's infectious charisma that makes this song truly a standout number. Honestly, you just can't beat the classics. Alright, this one's probably a surprise, but I think a better way to be bad is easily top 10. Sure, Tyrek can't really sing, but sometimes in a villain song it's not about how a villain can sing, but it's about how villainous and devious the song is. And this one's filled with tons of devilish glee. An incredibly fun song sung by the three most powerful still standing villains led by Cozy Glow as they struggle to work together to not just take over Equestria with Grogar, but to destroy the main six in the process. I love how the three's egos are constantly at odds with one another, even by the end when they're finally on the same page. Like I've said before, I'm a sucker for a good villain tune, and this one has everything I want in an excellent villain song.
We've got a better way to be bad.
So this might be cheating, but I'm counting these two songs as one since I feel it's better as one long song rather than two separate ones. Anyway, this is such a fantastic climax to the one really good Equestria Girls movie. The song Welcome to the Show is a great victory lap as the Dazzling's power finally reaches its peak and they transform into their true selves, even getting their own magical girl transformation sequence during it. But once the Rainbooms come in, that's when the real battle begins, and the Dazzlings don't pull any punches. The heavy guitars and the projections of the siren form. Like, this is some Scott Pilgrim vs. the World type stuff we're doing right now. And God, I have never been more hyped to hear such a cheesy friendship pop song in my entire life. The mystery behind Applejack's parents finally gets resolved with what I think is one of the best episodes of the show, and includes one of the best songs of the show. It's hard to listen to this song and not get a little sentimental for these two. It's just a beautiful love song from two star-crossed lovers that never ceases to pull on my heartstrings. I don't know, maybe I'm just sappy, but this song just hits that right note for me, and Felicia Day's performance is really spectacular. And just, God, these two are so adorable and I love them in this episode, and damn it, My Little Pony, you made me cry again! You can't keep getting away with this!
If the world tells us it's wrong, you're in my head like a catchy song.
That means that song is coming on!
Okay, confession time. I'm not a big Christmas or holiday person. I am solidly more of a Halloween person when it comes to my holidays. But my God, if this song doesn't instantly fill me with holiday cheer. The New Orleans jazz instrumentation is swinging, Pinkie Pie cures a child of their disability, and Shannon Chan Kent absolutely killing it on vocals. Mariah Carey wishes she could write a Christmas bop this good. It's only July as I write and record and make this video, and it's already on my Christmas playlist, and I've listened to it time and time again while making this video. It's that good.
And the reason is to be with your friends.
This is easily one of the greatest music battles I've ever heard. Pinkie Pie and Weird Al in a silly, goofy contest to see who can make Rainbow Dash smile and laugh the hardest. There's so much to this song I love. The escalating insanity as these two pull out all the stops to one-up each other, the live-action Boneless and Gummy cameos, Weird Al doing a polka rendition of the Smile song.
That's my song!
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
This has everything you'd want in a Weird Al guest appearance, and I absolutely adore it. It's just this non-stop barrage of pure fun and ridiculous nonsense.
Because nothing fights a cheer like the ringing in your ear of the G-Supreme Cannonball of Pride!
A villain song so cunning and sinister that it would put Disney villains to shame. An incredible aria and a duet at the same time from a singer who's managing to pull this off flawlessly. Here's a little bit of music theory trivia about this song, by the way. When Chrysalis is singing this song, she's singing in what's called a deceptive cadence, while the real princess is singing in an authentic cadence. That right there is just brilliant. The lyrics, the orchestration, everything about this whole song is downright perfect. I was really certain this was going to be #1 before making this list. So that begs the question, what's better than This Day aria?
Mine, all mine.
I'd rather sing.
How did the show pull a musical masterpiece this late into its run? A tragic story about the mystical race of Kieran as their anger and frustration causes them to undergo a magical vow of silence. Rachel Bloom's performance as new best pony Autumn Blaze is phenomenal and full of energy and emotion. The instrumentation is beautiful, the hook and the lyrics, everything about this song is truly incredible, and holy shit, is that a freaking Hamilton reference? This song gets bonus points! Plus the key shift on the reprise, just, my God, they knew they had a real winner with this one. It's a real masterpiece. And the #1 song in My Little Pony G4 is... I'm just kidding. I can't stress how perfect of a song this is, not just for Pinkie Pie, but for the show in general. It starts off all simple and cute and all fun, and then as it picks up, it gets more and more until you get this incredible triumphant finisher, which is something I've noticed Daniel Ingram seems to be really good at. Every time I put this song on, no matter what my mood is or was before, it never fails to put a smile on my face. This is Pinkie Pie's apotheosis, and I cannot get over how good it is. In my opinion, it's the best song in Friendship is Magic, and probably one of the best musical numbers in cartoons in general. So what do you think? Do you agree or disagree with my opinions? What would you put in your top spots? Let me know in the comments below what you thought and how wrong I am for putting your favorite song so low. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really, honestly hope to make more videos like this. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, you know, all that stuff. It really does show that the work I put into making this was worth it in the end. With that said, I'm Aiden Aces, and I'll see you on the flip side, every pony. Wait, fuck! G4.5 bonus round, go! Sounds like the start to a typical girls cartoon. Generic friendship pop song. But worse. If this is what we can expect from G5, I'm prepared for the worst.